What's up, guys? I'm BTC. I got a bunch of stuff to go over today, including some big changes for Overwatch and Blizzard. Once again, I want to say a big thank you to everyone who has been buying some of the t-shirts and the pillows. After I mentioned it the last time, there was a huge surge in pillow sales, which is kind of funny. But again, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. And I've been getting lots of messages from you saying, hey, I just got this or I just got that. If you want to tag me in a picture of your t-shirt or the pillow or something on Twitter, then go ahead and do that, and I'll try to retweet as many as I can. Once again, thank you for the support, and if you're interested in getting any of that, there are links down below. The new Goat Brigitte skin is now in the game. This is going to be available from February 6th until February 19th. You can get this by going to shop. You can just click here, or you can go to the Overwatch League and then click this button right here for the Overwatch League, and you'll find Brigitte. So the skin is going to cost 200 of the Overwatch League tokens. You used to be able to get these by watching the Overwatch stream on Twitch, but since they moved to YouTube, you can't do that anymore. Now, they have said that they want to add this sort of functionality, the bonus for watching the Overwatch League games, but it's not available yet. So when it's going to happen, I don't know. But if you don't have those tokens, then it means you're going to have to pay real money in order to get it. And it's about, you know, the equivalent of 10 bucks, basically, for 200 of those tokens. Now, it's a really cool-looking skin. I will admit that. It's probably one of the best character skins that Brigitte has. And we can check out the weapon here. That looks pretty awesome. The shield looks pretty awesome as well. I mean, it's a really cool-looking skin. Whether or not you want to spend the money on it, I mean, that's on you. After this character skin was added, however, there was some concerns that perhaps it was better than the other character skins for Brigitte, because visually, the shield for Brigitte's Goats Comp skin is larger than the other character skin shields. Now, I went ahead and tested this myself. Here you can see some comparisons between the default skin and the new Goats Comp skin. It is clear that the default shield is a little bit wider, but the Goats Comp shield is a little bit taller. Now, this doesn't actually make a difference because of the way that the hitboxes work in Overwatch. Nearly every single modern competitive FPS game uses hitboxes that are as closely tight to the actual character model as they possibly can. And the reason for this is pretty obvious. When you're aiming at an enemy, you want to know if you actually were able to hit them. And if your crosshair is on top of them, it should register a hit. And if it's not on them, then it shouldn't register a hit. The problems come from when the hitboxes are not done correctly. And you can see here in the recent Call of Duty Modern Warfare, where the hitboxes were not as accurate as they should be, a lot of the players were very upset with it. Unfortunately, Overwatch does not use modern hitboxes. They use stuff that you might have seen 15 or 20 years ago. As you can very clearly see with this demonstration, the crosshair is not on the character, and yet it is still registering hits. If this sort of thing was happening in one of the other competitive esports games, FPSs like CSGO, the players would go absolutely berserk and find this unacceptable. So what does this mean for Brigitte's shield and the hitbox? Well, as it turns out, the default character skin with the slightly wider shield, the outermost part of the shield does not register any hits. In fact, the hitbox is a little bit smaller than the shield itself. And because the Goats Comp shield is a little bit thinner than the default character skin, it actually is closer to the correct visual representation of the hitbox on the character skin. So essentially what it boils down to is the default shield for Brigitte is bigger than the hitbox, and the Goats Comp shield, at least on the width, is more accurate. You're not going to get any sort of a change in the hitbox regardless of which character skin you're using. Unfortunately, this is one of those things where other Overwatch sources will repeatedly give out bad info or just outright lie in order to cover their own mistakes. This is frustrating because I try to provide you guys with the most detailed, tested, and researched information I can get, and when I have to combat bad information on a regular basis, it just slows down the whole process. It's annoying. If you want to learn more about hitboxes, more about the advantages and disadvantages of different character skins, I'm going to put some links down in the description for some other videos you can check out. Moving on, there are some big changes with Blizzard and Activision. Now, you might have heard that Overwatch League is being moved to YouTube. And I know right away, hold on, you guys, some of you are reaching to close the video because you don't care about the Overwatch League. I know that's why I don't make a lot of content about the Overwatch League, because you guys don't really care about it. But this is going to affect much larger things than just the league. It's going to affect Blizzard, Overwatch, Activision, all of that stuff in a much bigger way. So what happened was just recently, Blizzard or Activision reached an agreement with YouTube where they are going to have exclusive streaming rights to a bunch of the Blizzard and Activision esports games. So primarily this is going to be Overwatch League, Hearthstone esports, and also a new Call of Duty League. Previously, Twitch had paid about $90 million to get the exclusive broadcasting rights for the Overwatch League. So the first question, I guess, to ask is, did Twitch not see the value? Did they see the declining viewership on the Overwatch League and say, okay, this isn't worth $90 million anymore? Did they not think that they got their value from the first time around? Were they asking to pay less? Was it Blizzard asking for more? Because we do know that apparently some of the staff working on the Overwatch League were offered lower money than they had previously been getting for the last couple years. Now, again, is this related to a decline in the Overwatch League views? Was it not nearly as profitable as Blizzard had wanted, and therefore they had to try to get more money from their sponsors and their advertisers and stuff like that, while paying less money to the staff and to some of the broadcast team and that sort of deal? So that doesn't really look that great if that is the case. While Twitch is typically viewed as the place for live-streamed esports, people who want to watch the Overwatch League or Hearthstone or the Call of Duty League now have no choice but to go to YouTube. It's either watch it there or don't watch it at all. Now, I do think that overall the viewership on the Overwatch League is likely to increase while it's on YouTube, and the reason for that is just because of the watching habits of people on YouTube versus Twitch. When someone is watching Twitch, they might spend a few minutes trying to find a different stream, like, kind of channel surfing basically through streams. But once they find something that they like, they typically just stick to it. However, on YouTube, you may watch a video that is only 5 minutes or 10 minutes long, and then you go to something else, and then you go to something else. So the turnover rate, I guess, for YouTube is much higher than you would see on Twitch. And if someone is subscribed to the Overwatch channel or the Overwatch League channel, and they are frequently checking their subscriber feed, then they're going to see that live stream at the top. Essentially what it boils down to is on YouTube, the opportunity for someone to notice that the Overwatch League has begun streaming and to switch over and to start watching that is much higher on YouTube than it is on Twitch. Also, keep in mind that if you're on the home page or if you're on the trending page, then there's a good chance that YouTube is going to start suggesting the Overwatch League live streams to a lot of people just in gaming in general who may not even be a super big fan of Overwatch. They may just suggest it, and there's a possibility to get more viewers from that. And of course, let's not forget that the total number of users and viewers on YouTube is far more substantial than what Twitch has. So is all of this going to be good or bad for Overwatch in general? I'm not talking about the Overwatch League, just for the regular casual player. When we're talking about getting frequent game updates, new DLC or expansions or sequels, whatever they want to call it, right? Like all that sort of stuff. Is that stuff going to be affected? And it really depends on what the hidden situation was, right? Was it Twitch not willing to pay more because of viewership decline? Or was it YouTube who saw an opportunity to take away the exclusive broadcasting rights from Twitch and were willing to pay more, right? All that sort of stuff. So if this is a successful thing, then Activision and Blizzard are going to be willing to put more into Overwatch, into the development team, into providing more opportunities for, updates and expansions, DLC, whatever kind of stuff, the mini events, all that sort of stuff, right? And if they see that this is a decline, because with the Overwatch League, they're going onto a different strategy this year. It's not all going to be games in the same location in California. They're going to have games that are throughout the entire country, well, overseas as well. and you're going to have matches that are considered home games, right? Where that's where the team is from, and it's going to be more like traditional sports. So they're going to see if that is more profitable than what they've been doing in the past. Now, if the Overwatch League succeeds or fails, I know a lot of people don't like this, but it's the truth. If the Overwatch League fails, that is really bad for Overwatch for everyone else. Just as a casual viewer, even if you don't even care about the Overwatch League, it is so tied. Blizzard and Activision have spent so much money on the Overwatch League that if it is not successful, that is going to be really bad for Overwatch just in general. However, if the other case is true, where it is really good and it's really successful and they get a huge boost in viewership and this and that and all the other stuff, then it means more stuff for everyone else, right? More mini events, more updates, more characters, more everything, right? If it's being successful, then they're going to want to keep investing in it. But if it's not, then we might get, Heroes of the Storm, where they just kind of say, no, we're going to just kind of like move this over into the broom closet and mostly forget about it, right? So it has a much bigger impact than just the league. And I know, again, people don't like the league, but it is what it is, right? Thanks for watching, and if you'd like to see more, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell to get notified. You can get some cool gear, join my Discord server, or follow me on social media with the links down in the description below. Special thanks to my Patreon supporters, and remember, always blame the controller because it's never your fault.